everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So on today's video we're going to be doing another random pickups video, and yeah, we have got a bit of everything on today's video, old, new and in between. So let's dive straight in with a couple of N64 games that I've got hold of. So the first one that we've got is an upgrade to a game that we already had in the collection, and that is Extreme G. So I think picked up a cart-only version of this at some point. I think it was last year. I think it was one of the boot fairs last year. And yeah, I just looking about, saw it on eBay, and when I was looking on eBay, a lot of the boxes for this were absolutely mullered. Completely smashed up and just in a real state. Managed to find this one for a really good price and in really good condition. It doesn't come with the manual, but luckily the copy that we got previously does have the manual. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the manual in this, and then yeah, we'll have a complete version. Paid £14.89 for this. Looking it up online, it goes for £18 at CEX and on average about £25 on eBay. Then next up, we've got another. This is actually a new one, so this isn't an upgrade, but it is a complete in box, and that is Fighter's Destiny. Now this is a one-on-one fighter, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. Not one of the worst fighting games that I've played recently, so that is a positive. When I did get it, the only thing that it was missing was the tray, the cartridge tray inside. So what I ended up doing, I managed to find someone that was selling a selection of 5 of them for £7.50. So they are aftermarket ones, but it still allows me to put it in and get it complete in box. We paid £11.44. Goes for about £18 at CEX and on average £20 on eBay. And yeah, the box is okay. Not one of the best boxes that we've got recently, but still not the worst. Then the last N64 game that we got, and this one I am so happy with. Once again, it is an upgrade, and that is the Lilac Wars big box. So the price that I managed to get this for was actually the box only price, and I've been looking around for boxes for the box only versions of this for a while, because we managed to pick up the manual for this in the Isle of Wight last year, and obviously I've had the cart. That was one of the ones that I recently found that I've been looking for a while. And yeah, as I was looking about, I actually found this version and ended up getting it for, yeah, just an absolute steal. So I paid £27.94 for this. Now, on average, this in complete condition goes for £45. I basically managed to get this. I think the box only will go for about £25. So essentially I got it for the box only price. And what I love about this is on the side, it's actually still got the old Toys R Us sticker on it. And I'm going to keep it on there. Sometimes I do keep stickers on, but only sort of very particular ones. But yeah, really chuffed with this. It didn't come with the Rumble Pack, but obviously I do have one. And I think I've already put it inside. So yeah, it is now complete. But what it did come with was a memory card. So I don't actually have one of these for the N64. So for me, that was actually a win. So I got a complete version of Lilac Wars, which, as I say, goes for £40 at CEX, £45 on eBay. But then also got a memory card, which, as I say, didn't have one. These normally sell for about £9 on eBay. I couldn't find a CEX listing. So yeah, really chuffed with that. I'll put that up there for the minute, but yeah, I'll probably put that away somewhere. So yeah, really happy to finally have the complete in-box Lilac Wars. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit on my N64 shelf, so I'm going to have to try and find somewhere to put this. But what I'm going to do is for now, I'm going to put it just there, because we need to move on to the next ones. And actually the next ones are for a console that I've recently done a video on, and that is the Sega Pico. So yeah, I managed to find the Sega Pico at one of the boot fairs. Was absolutely over the moon. I mean, I managed to get it for £6. It is completely working, in really good condition, but I only had the one game with it. And yeah, I was just sort of looking about on eBay, managed to come across a bundle listing, and yeah, we've got 3 games in this bundle. But what makes it even better is they're actually boxed as well. So the boxes aren't in amazing condition. I think what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and find, I'm probably either going to have to try and find or going to have to make some box protectors for these, because yeah, they're not in brilliant condition. But yeah, managed to get the Lion King Adventures, which is missing the manual, unfortunately. But yeah, that one sells for about £25 on eBay. I'll go through the price of everything in a minute. So yeah, really chuffed to have that. I will say at the time of recording this, I haven't actually played them yet. But what I'll do is before the video comes out, I will capture the gameplay footage to put up. Then next one, with the box that's in slightly better condition, and that is Mickey's Blast into the Past. So this one is actually complete. It's got the manual and got everything in there. And as I say, the box is in a bit better condition than the other one. So really, really happy with that. That one sells for about £25 as well. And then the next one was actually a bit of a disappointment, because we've got Professor Pico and the Paint Box Puzzle. This one, the box is really, really good. Really happy with the condition of this. But unfortunately, it didn't have the correct cart in it. So it come with the box and the manual. If we actually open it up, it's got a Year at Pooh Corner, which we've already got. And yeah, I was really disappointed, because if I remember rightly, the game that the Professor Pico game is actually one that's worth quite a bit of money. So yeah, I didn't clock that on the listing. Whether it was there or not, I can't remember. But yeah, I will try and track down the cartridge so that we have got a complete copy of this. But the Year at Pooh Corner cart only will sell for about £11. So all in, we're at about £61 in value for all of these, not including the box and manual for Professor Pico. But I managed to snag all these for £22.99. So really, really chuffed with that. Some brilliant games to add to the collection. As I say, the Pico was not something that I envisioned ever collecting for. Never thought that I would get one. But I did. I found one. So yeah, now we've got to start collecting for it. But moving on, we're going to stay with the Pico, because obviously there is a aim for this year, and that is to get boxes for the consoles. And I actually managed to find a Pico box. Once again, it wasn't something I was actively looking for. I think it's just randomly come up in one of the search alerts that I've got from eBay. And yeah, there's quite an interesting story to this. So originally I sent over the seller an offer, and I will be honest, the seller had this up for such a reasonable price. But I sent him over an offer, a cheeky little offer. Sent him over an offer of £10, and he was actually doing this with free delivery. So yeah, realistically, there was no way he was going to accept £10. He then countered at 14. I then countered at 12, and he essentially rejected it, and that was it. I was at that point too embarrassed to actually try and put through another offer. So what I'd done was I actually got a bit sneaky, and I waited a couple of weeks and got the wife to send him over an offer. I got her to do the same thing that I did. I got to send over an offer for £10. He then countered at 14, and then I said to her, yeah, accept that and pay. So yeah, in the end up, I got it for £14. But yeah, a bit of a backwards and forwards, and yeah, the cheeky offers, and yeah, as I say, just got a bit too embarrassed to go back to him with any more. But really happy to have it here. Needs a bit of repair work doing to it. The box is, the glue has sort of split at the bottom of the box. That should be an easy fix. There's no inserts in there, but I think the console on its own will fit in quite nicely. So that is the main aim for me. Once again, haven't got a clue where I'm going to put it, because, say, there is no room on top of my shelves anymore, and I still haven't actually cleared off the top of my shelf there for the Nintendo stuff. So the NES that we got. So yeah, I am at a loss of where to put it, but I'll find somewhere. I haven't got any comps on that, because literally that is the only one that I've seen on eBay. Surprisingly enough, it actually, the seller had it active for ages. As I say, it was a good sort of 2-3 weeks between me doing my offers and then the wife actually buying it. So yeah, it wasn't something that was in demand, and even that, £14 is probably cost him at least a £5 to post it. So yeah, from my perspective, a really good find, and I'm really happy to have it. Then next up, we've got a so I like my bags. I have been quite open with that. Whenever I see a bag for a console, a game, anything like that, I will tend to pick it up. And I saw this bag. Originally, I saw it on a listing. It was a buy it now listing, and it was stupidly expensive. And then sort of I kept an active search on it, and then all of a sudden one come in, and it was dirt cheap, and I mean dirt cheap. And that was, so it's a Sega Mega Pack, and I will be honest, it's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. I thought that I would buy it and it would be one that I could sort of wear around the boot fairs and things like that, but it is a lot smaller in person than I thought. So yeah, probably not going to get to use it. If I, there you go, I put it on, you'll see how small it actually is. But even still, it is a really cool backpack to have. So I managed to snag it for £10.49. Now, as I say, looking at other active listings, people have got this listed of up to about £80. So yeah, it's a really difficult one. I think the majority of other listings that I was seeing were like, most of them were about the £80 mark. There was one or two that were around the 50 mark. But yeah, I just don't understand why they were priced up that much, and they were selling at that much as well. I will say that. But yeah, managed to sort of get this in, and yeah, it was a buy it now as well. So really, really chuffed to have that. And yeah, definitely one that will get added in to the collection of bags that we've got. Then next up, we have got another addition to the Wii U collection, and that is a white Wii U tablet. So I currently don't have one of the white consoles. I've got a couple of the black, quite a few of the black ones actually now, but don't have a white one. So I saw this come up, and it was actually really cheap. And this was actually the Wii U tablet that I purchased from Stan. So for those of you that have been watching the videos for a while, I believe it was sort of tail end of last year, we put out a video with doing some post opening. I'll put it up in one of the corners. And Stan sent me a box of stuff. Some DS's, a load of PS2 stuff, PS2 controllers, and then a couple of bits to do some repairs on. Well, this was actually the Wii U that I purchased off him on eBay that actually got us talking. And what he done was he actually messaged me after I got it, and he just said, sort of, out of curiosity, when you have a look at it, if you find out what's wrong with it, can you let me know? So I was like, yeah, no problem at all. So when it arrived, I powered it on, and it worked. There was no problems with it at all until we come to the touch. The touch didn't work. So basically, from what I can see, it just needs a new digitizer. So messaging back said, yeah, looking at it, it looks like the digitizer's gone. Fairly straightforward to do. You just literally sort of strip it down and replace it. The part goes for about sort of £2-3 quid, and yeah, it's a fairly straightforward fix. So yeah, I will be getting it fixed. Don't know whether I'll do it on a repair video yet. What I might do is I might hold off to see if I can get hold of a console and see if I can get a faulty one, and we'll do it all in one video. But yeah, I paid £18.45 for that. Looking it up online, they actually sell for about £40 in a faulty condition. So yeah, once again, got a really good deal on that, and yeah, just really chuffed to at least start getting a white Wii U. Obviously, it is only 8 gig internal storage, so it's not probably going to be a main console that I want, or main console that I'll use. But it will definitely sit nicely with the black Wii U. And then, as I say, the Wii U is one of the ones that I do want to try and get boxes for this year. So, yeah, I am actively on the lookout for those. Then what have we got next? Okay, so this is a game that I have been talking about. I've talked about it a bit actually in a couple of videos, and that is Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So I've been talking recently. I think this sort of stems back to probably about four or 5 weeks ago, where I picked up Mass Effect Andromeda at the boot fair, and I didn't capture any gameplay footage because I wanted to play the original games first. Then I think in a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of videos ago, we picked up Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U, and that's what really spurred me on to pick this up. So I've been playing it through my PSN account because it was actually on a PS Plus monthly games. So yeah, managed to pick that up, but really wanted to pick up the physical version, and yeah, managed to find this fairly cheaply. I think this was an eBay job, but as I say, it is brand new and sealed. So I paid $12.99 for that. On average, in new condition, it goes for about £12. So yeah, more than happy to have that. And yeah, I will say I am probably 5-6 hours into the original Mass Effect, and yeah, really enjoying it, but just need to find some time to get back to it. Right, next up, these are 2 games, and the first one actually has got a bit of a story behind it, but the 2 games that I picked up from Strictly Limited. So I have been subscribed to the Strictly Limited newsletter for quite a while now, but never really seen anything that I wanted to pick up. And then these 2 games come along, and I immediately jump on and grab them. I think I've got one more thing in my basket at the moment, but I'm probably going to have to wait until the end of the month to pick it up, just because it's a special edition, and it is literally the only one left. It is, yeah, it's all the other versions have sold out. But the first game that we've got is Air Twister. And yeah, I'd seen a couple of other YouTubers talking about this and ended up picking it up. It is an on-rail shooter. It is a brilliant game. So very much in the sort of vein of Space Harrier. And yeah, I absolutely loved this game. Really, really enjoyed it. The music in it has got a very sort of Queen inspiration to it. As you're listening to it, you literally think like it's a sort of homage to some of the Queen songs. So yeah, that was really good. The levels are quite short. I was sort of blitzing through the levels quite quickly, and then each level does have a boss at the end. But as I say, the graphics on it are amazing. You'll be seeing the footage as I'm talking about it. But yeah, it is just a stunning game. Really, really enjoyed playing it, and it's definitely one that I am going to be playing through. So that one I paid £21.42 for. Looking it up on eBay, they go for about £46 in brand new condition. And then the other game that I got, once again, I think this was on a Metal Jesus and Radical Reggie pickups video that I saw this, and this is 7 Sector. seventh sector, sorry. And essentially what you are is you are playing as a piece of energy, basically, and it's a puzzle game, and you've got to work your way through all these different wires to get to your destination. It is so abstract, but it is a really interesting game. I've not managed to get too far on it. I mean, I got stuck after about sort of 5-10 minutes, but it's definitely a game that I'm going to go back to. I'm going to learn what I need to do and try and sort of work out where I'm going wrong. But yeah, once again, really, really good game. Really novel idea. And it's definitely a game that sort of needs perseverance to get through. So yeah, 2 games that I picked up from Strictly Limited. First time I've actually bought from them. And yeah, I will say it went really, really smoothly. The games arrived fairly quickly. I think just over about a week and a half. And they arrived. I think they come over from Germany. So yeah, definitely somewhere that I'm going to be buying from a bit more regularly. So 7th sector, paid £21.43, and that one goes for about £43 on eBay. So yeah, 2 absolutely stonking pickups. Then next up, we've got something for the Dreamcast. And this is actually a demo disc. So this is a demo disc for Fur Fighters and Dead or Alive 2. So the Fur Fighters game is actually a playable demo, and then Dead or Alive 2 is a video demo. So yeah, I saw it. It was something different, and yeah, decided to sort of just grab it. Paid £6.20 for this. On average, they sell for about £10. So yeah, it was just something a bit different, and decided to pick that up when I saw it. Then next up, we've got another Mega CD game, and this is Cosmic Fantasy. So this is a Japanese Mega CD game, and I actually got it to test out the CDX card that we got. I can't remember when that was. It might be a couple of videos ago, and sort of just wanted to get another Japanese game to see if it would work. Unfortunately, it didn't. So yeah, I've now got 2 Japanese games that I want to play, but unfortunately, until I'm able to get a chipped or modded CD, Mega CD, I'm not going to be able to play them because I am the current 2 I've got currently the Mega CD 1 and Mega CD 2, but I'm not going to modify them. What I'm going to try and do is try and get a cheap one online. Just sort of unit only, and then yeah, I will get the new BIOS chip for that, and yeah, have that as the main Mega CD. But yeah, unfortunately, wasn't able to play this. But what did we pay? Pay £8.49. What I would say is a lot of these that I was seeing were selling for about £20, so got a really good deal on that. As I say, it was something that I was just looking about for a couple of weeks, and then end up finding it, coming across it, and just decided to pull the trigger on it. Right, this next game is a completely bizarre one, and I will admit I can't remember where I saw it. I know I've probably seen it on a YouTube video, but yeah, I have no clue how I heard of it, and that is Paparazzi on the PS2. So this one is sealed. I'm not too sure if this is an original seal or if it's a reseal, but yeah, it's a really bizarre one. So I don't know why it's called Paparazzi, because when you're actually playing it, you're actually playing a photographer at a sort of photo shoot. So unless sort of as the game goes on you go more into the sort of paparazzi style, but I know to start with you're actually doing sort of photo shoot photography, and yeah, it's actually really interesting, the mechanics about how it works, but yeah, it is just so bizarre. So you go to these modelling sessions, and you're there with other photographers, and you're vying to try and get a certain amount of points to then move on to the next session. Yeah, really bizarre, but actually a really interesting game. So this one we paid £8.95 for, goes for £10 at CEX, and normally in a sealed condition goes for £15 on eBay. Then next up we have got another franchise that I absolutely love. It's one of the franchises that I grew up playing, and I saw someone talking about this, and when I saw it I just had to pick it up, and that is Theme Park on the Super Famicom. So yeah, as you can see, it has got a the Super Famicom have got a completely different box style. These are actually the same size as a cardboard VHS, so a VHS that goes in a cardboard sleeve. But yeah, the reason that I wanted to pick this up is because actually compared to the normal Super Nintendo version, it's actually got I would actually say it's better graphics, and yeah, just plays sort of just looks and feels a lot different. So yeah, wanted to pick it up. Obviously you look on the back and it is just very different to the PAL and the American release. So yeah, decided to grab that, paid £26.94 for it. On average, in a complete condition, it goes for about £30. So yeah, not too bad on that one. I'm going to leave it just there for a minute, and then I've got to work out where I'm going to put my Super Famicom games, because at the moment I've only ever picked up Car Only, and they go in one of the drawers. But moving on, we have got a DS game, and this one's actually quite an interesting one, because me buying it, I'm going to blame Nicky for, because he actually sent me a picture of some DS games that he picked up, and actually this game was in there, but it was the Japanese version, and for some reason the Japanese version of this game sells for a lot more than the PAL version, and I think you're looking at £100 plus. So I had a look, managed to snag this one actually for a really good price, and this is Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. Now it is complete. There is some damage to the cover art, which is a bit of a shame, but as I say, it is complete, and I got it for such a good deal that I'm not massively disappointed. It is essentially, it's a 2D Castlevania game, which I love. I've played a couple of the 3D ones and just did not get on with them. When I think of Castlevania, I think of the 2D versions, so really enjoyed that. Really good from what I've played. I will say it is actually the first 2D Castlevania that I've played. When I was growing up, didn't have Nintendos. I was very much a Sega kid, so never actually got a chance to play any of the Castlevanias. I would like to try and pick them up now, but obviously they are quite expensive. So yeah, managed to snag this. Got it for £26.72. It goes for about £40 at CEX and £45 on eBay. So yeah, got a really good deal on that, and definitely happy to have that in the collection. Then next up we have got a Facebook Marketplace pickup. So I was sort of sitting about and just sort of flicking through Facebook Marketplace looking for anything gaming in the local area, and then this come up. So this is WRC 9 on the Nintendo Switch. Now we have recently had a WRC game. I think it was a PS2 title, and I thought that was a really good game. This is the complete opposite. This was awful. I really didn't like this at all. This one, so when you're first playing it, it takes an absolute dog's age to load in. Really slow loading. The handling of the cars is very slippery. It's all over the shot. It just seems like there's no grip on the tyres at all. And I will say, looking at, like, especially the environmental graphics, the cars, they looked okay. but then when you were looking at the environments, I would say it was closer to sort of PS3 era graphics. And that's on the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, it was a really disappointing game to play. And if you think it's for the 2020 season, so it's not exactly an old game. And yeah, just a real letdown, because as I said in the video when we picked it up on the PS2, the WRC games have always been really, really good, but this one just really lets it down. So we actually ended up getting it for a really good price though. Paid £5 for it. Looking it up online, it goes for £25 at CEX and £35 on eBay. Now, this does lead me into another story, because this same seller was actually selling off some Switch accessories as well. So they had the Joy-Con controller grip, and I think they had a dock as well. So I sent them a message about that as well, but someone else had got to that before me. So when I went and picked it up, I actually asked the woman that was there, so you were selling sort of all the Switch stuff, did you have the actual Switch? And she said, yeah, I did, but it's been smashed. My son's basically destroyed it, and we're just going to sort of throw it away. And I'm like, well, if instead of throwing it away, if you want to sell it, I'm more than happy to buy it off you, so that I can sort of repair it myself. And I basically said to her, sort of quite willing to pay sort of £30 for it. Now, I knew that 40 Switch consoles can go anywhere from sort of £50 onwards, but yeah, didn't really get a lot of information on it. So she was like, I need to talk to my son, talk to my husband, and I'll come back to you. And a couple of days later, she messaged me and said, yeah, good to go. So literally that evening, went up, picked up this Switch. So we've got, this is actually a version 2 Switch. So this is, it's got slightly improved battery life over the original variant. The only problem with it is, I'm not sure if it's going to come out on camera, but there is a massive bend in the Switch. There's all the top of the case is all destroyed, so it's going to need a new case. Obviously with that as well, the screen has also been smashed. So I have started ordering the parts for this. I've got a new case, that's already in hand. I do need to get hold of the screen, and I'll probably end up getting a new digitizer. But then what I'm going to do is I will wait for those bits to arrive, then I'll do a repair video. We'll strip it down, we'll get it tested with the new screen, and see if it actually works, because what I have done is I have put it into a dock, so I can see that it powers on, the screen comes on, but as soon as I put it in the dock, it doesn't display. So potentially there is a problem with the USB port, or the one of the chips inside, or it could be completely dead. I don't know. So yeah, this is going to be my first Switch repair. So keep an eye on the channel for that, and you'll see when that goes live. But yeah, as I say, paid £30 for that, and looking it up online, something of similar condition will go for about £60. So yeah, really happy with that. But what I did do is, obviously, technically it's a new console in the collection. So I then managed to pick up a version 2 box. Now I haven't got the Joy-Cons or anything like that for it. But yeah, what I want to do is want to get hold of all the bits, so that we can basically make it a complete in-box version. It won't get used. Once I get it repaired, it will go in the box, stay in the box, because obviously I've got the OLED Switch, and hopefully by the time you see this video, we would know that the Switch 2 is coming out. Not too sure. But yeah, decided to pick up the box for it. What did I pay? I paid $15.99 for the box. On average, these go for about £20. It does have all the inserts in it, so yeah, really happy with that. But what I also done was I wanted to make that as complete as possible. So I was looking about for Switch docks, and I actually managed to find a listing, and I'm going to put it up because there's a couple of different bits, so it's probably easier just to put the listing up. And managed to snag this, you'll see there, for £26 and 22p. And what it includes, it's got 2 Switch docks, one of which works fine and is actually in the box now. The other one, I couldn't get anything to display. This is using my OLED Switch, so potentially that will need a repair. Then it comes with 2 of the Joy-Con controller grips. As I say, one is now in the box, and then 2 a set of the Joy-Con straps. So yeah, we've got most of it in there now. So the only thing I'm actually missing is a power lead and a set of Joy-Cons. So what I'm going to look to do is, I'm looking on eBay at the moment for a cheap set of the red and blue neon Joy-Cons. Not really worried if they need repair, because a lot of the time it's just stick drift, so I can just get the new sticks and swap them in quite easily. So yeah, potentially very soon we'll be able to put out a video where we do the first Switch repair on the channel. But yeah, as I say, that bundle that we got, the docks themselves go for £55 at CEX. That is with a power lead and a HDMI cable. Obviously, we've just got the dock itself. The dock itself will sell for about £30 on eBay. Then the Joy-Con Comfort Grip, that's what it's called, goes for £22 at CEX, £10 on eBay. So we've got 2 of them. And then the set of Joy-Con straps go for, I think it's £5 each, so it's £10 in total on both eBay and CEX. So yeah, really good. As I say, I'm really hoping that I can get the Switch up and running. If not, it'll be use of parts, and I will try and track down another one to do a repair on. Then next up, we are going to end on some bits and pieces that I've picked up from Nikki. So once again, sent me a load of text messages. I think these were over a couple of different days, and yeah, some really good bits. So the first one that we've got is a Mario logo snapback cap. Yeah, picked this up, looks really cool, in really good condition. Don't actually think it's ever been worn. So yeah, you've got the Super Mario there on the back, and yeah, 2015 sort of official Nintendo tag on the inside. So paid £6 for that. Looking it up online, they go for about £15. Then we got a couple of PS1 games off him. The first one that we got is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. It is complete, which is really good. And yeah, I remember playing this with friends when we were younger. I think we were around a friend's house playing on his PS1, and this was one of the games that we used to sort of take turns at. So managed to get that for £2.50. Couldn't see it listed as CEX, but it goes for about £4.50 on eBay. And then the other PS1 game that we got is Pipe Mania 3D. Now, I'd never heard of this, but it was a PS1 game that I didn't have in the collection, so I grabbed it off him. And essentially what it is one of these sort of pipe-based puzzles where you've got the different pieces of pipe, and you've got to get them into place within a certain amount of time. Basically what happens is you start the level and start placing your pieces, and then after a couple of minutes you'll then get a drain appear. Basically you've then got to get to where the drain is before the liquid catches up with you. Yeah, it is an interesting game. A lot of the time you see these sort of games as sort of in-game puzzles within different games. The first time I've actually seen it is a fully fledged game on its own. But paid £2.50 for that. Goes for about £5 on eBay. Then next up we got a little figure, and this will probably go quite nicely on the PlayStation shelf, because it is a little Sackboy figure. So yeah, I saw Nikki sent this over to me. I saw it, didn't really know anything about it, so I ended up getting it No, he actually just chucked this in because of the next thing that I bought. So yeah, he chucked this in. Looking it up online, it goes for about £11. I think at one point I was seeing some that were sort of really expensive, but once I was sort of looking into it in a bit more detail, it wasn't this version. But yeah, a little 6-inch Sackboy figure, and yeah, that will take pride of place up on one of the PlayStation shelves. Then we move on to the star pool for today. This has been something that I've been wanting to track down for quite a while. I've got a couple of different variants of this system, and I wanted this one in particular because this is one that me and my dad had when I was younger. And this is the Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus. This is the 48K model, and yeah, this was the exact one that I had when we were younger. Now, I have powered it on. It does all work. Unfortunately, it has got a bit of damage to the basically the earphone socket. So this is the this was a socket that you'll plug into the tape deck. So yeah, unfortunately, it won't actually load any cassettes. But what I have done is I have bought the parts to repair this. So this will be on a future repair video. But yeah, I was so happy to actually get one of these. This will basically be the last Spectrum that I'll look to add, because I've essentially got all the ones that I want now. So we've got the little one with the rubber keys. We've got this one, and then we've got the Plus 2 as well, which has the built-in tape deck. I think the only one that I would probably want is the very first version, which is the one that's the white one with the membrane keyboard. I think it's the ZX81, I want to say. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen now. But yeah, I was so happy to get this. As I say, it was one that I've been sort of looking to get hold of for, well, since I started the channel. And yeah, just really happy to finally have one again. It did come with a whole load of bits. So it come with the power supply, all the cables, actually come with a tape deck, but unfortunately the tape deck doesn't work. So I'm still on the lookout for a tape deck that I can use with one of these. And then it come with a whole stack of games, some of which were doubles, and I've actually already flipped them on eBay. But yeah, there was, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games that we've actually kept for the collection. And then in addition to that, it also come with I believe it's a joystick interface. And looking those up online, they go for about 50 quid. So really chuffed with that, because all in all, for the Spectrum, all the cassettes and the interface, I paid £100, which yeah, absolutely over the moon with that. And yeah, just looking forward to actually getting it up and running and being able to sort of play some of the old games that I remember playing. But that is everything that we've managed to get in today's video. So before we wrap up, let's quickly run through the totals. So total spend today was £441.55. That would land us, no it wouldn't, it wouldn't land us total profit. If I was to pick everything up from CEX, we'd be looking at a total price of £310. And then to pick up everything from eBay, we'll be looking at £949.50. So absolutely monumental pickups there. Some of them that I've been really looking forward to adding to the collection as well. But with that said, I am going to wrap the video up there. So before you go, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.